I think Coolsville sucks.
What you call an icon living? Try to make a little mission, it's just did it. 9 long over 5 minutes. Whoa, we up too hot in the place.
Hey guys, it's Mayana, and today I'm going to be doing a video on series that I haven't started yet. I will be doing a video of series that I haven't finished yet because I have so many series that I haven't started or haven't finished or anything like that. As you can see, like, my bookshelves look very empty because these are only books that I own, by the way. Like, there's so many other series that I want to start, but I just don't own them, so like there would be no point. Like, I don't want to put them in a video and like I don't own them. Yeah, we got a lot of books to go through, so let's just get to it. So the first book that I have is Nevernight by Jay Kristoff. I am trying to get to this book this month, but I'm kind of in a reading slump. Like, I'm in a weird reading slump, so I don't think I'm gonna get to this book this month, but I do plan to get to this book eventually. If not, then my friends Jake and Olivia are doing a Jay Kristoff read-along. So the next book I have is Fallen Kingdoms by Morgan Rhodes, and Olivia from Olivia Reads a Latte recommended me this book, so I have the first book and I have the second book. And I haven't really read it yet. I don't know why, but like, these are some of my favorite book spines, like, for the whole series. Like, whenever it's rare that I see them on people's bookshelves, but like when I do see them on people's bookshelves, like, I think that it looks so good. I think this book is like kind of like underrated, but like not really at the same time. Like, a lot of people have read this series or owns it, but at the same time, not really. I think because the series was made in like 2013, so like back then everyone was like, it was probably like a 2013 like overhyped book that was like forgotten. I kind of feel like it was like that. I don't remember what this book was about, but I know it's a fantasy book. Caraval, which I do need to read this, but I don't know, I want to read it because the book cover is so pretty, and then the second book cover is also really pretty, but the third book cover, she is not it. I only own Caraval because usually with most books, like, I get the first and second book. Like, I feel like I don't know, like, usually I know how I'm gonna feel about a book, and with this book I don't know if I'm gonna like it or not, so I only just bought the first one. But also because the book cover is so beautiful. Like, even if I don't like this book, like, I am probably gonna keep it because, like, look at her, like, she is so beautiful. The next book I have is Renegades by Marissa Meyer, and I own both Renegades and Arch Enemies, and I really want to read this book because it has superheroes, and I love superheroes, and then the main focus of the book, they're like the villains. So I just love like villains, like, and this book focuses on villains. I started to read this book and I really liked it, but I just put it down, and like sometimes when I put books down, like, I never pick them back up. So that's kind of like what my biggest issue is. I just put it down and I never picked it back up. It's not that I hate it or anything. And like, this cover. Okay, so the next book I have is Dorothy Must Die, and first of all, I need to reorder this book in a hardcover. I've read like the first couple of pages and I really loved it, and I read like the sample chapters, and then I bought the book and I just didn't feel like reading it anymore. This book I have is The Shadow Queen, which I need to reorder because it came without a dust jacket, and like, we don't do that. But I really like this book because I think that this map is so beautiful, and I want to get into this series because the second book, The Wish Granter, is about Rumpelstiltskin, and Rumpelstiltskin is one of my favorite like fairy tales ever. Like, I love the story of Rumpelstiltskin, and I don't know why. Especially in like Once Upon a Time, like, Rumpelstiltskin was my favorite character, and I know he was like terrible, but like, you know, you love to hate him. Like, you know, like, he was my favorite character. Next book I have is Illuminae by Jay Kristoff, which I will be reading in April once again for Jake and Olivia's Jay Kristoff read along. They're starting with Illuminae. What they're doing for the Jay Kristoff read along is Illuminae. You're gonna read the first Illuminae series like April, May, June, and then you're gonna read Nevernight in July, God's Grave in August, and then Dark Dawn in September. And so I'm gonna link their channels down below. I'm gonna link their announcement videos down below, and I'm also gonna link their Twitter page for the Jay Kristoff along, because like, I'm joining because like me and Jake are both like Jay Kristoff virgins, and like I started Illuminate and I listened to the audiobook and I thought it was really good, but I was in a really bad time in my life, so I was really going through a lot at the moment, so I really couldn't put myself into a book. But I mean, I'm not like in the best place in my life right now, but like I mean, I'm stable enough to read, so I'm gonna try to pick that back up again. The next book I have is Throne of Glass by Sarah J Maas, and I'm in the middle of this book. I just can't seem to like put myself through it because like I have so many pages left. I think I might just like say like F it and start the audiobook because I just can't, like, I don't know, I can't. And it's not that it's bad or anything, it's just like moving so slow. I really love Dorian, that's my man's. I'm ready to read the second and third book. I think that Rowan comes in the third book, and like I just feel like I'm gonna stand him, so I'm ready to read that book for that reason and that reason alone. But yeah, I need to get to Throne of Glass. The next book I have is A Darker Shade of Magic, and I really need to get to this. I was supposed to read this with Kevin over at Storyglist, but like we just both get so busy. Like whenever he's busy, like I'm free. Whenever I'm free, he's busy. So I don't know, but I need to get to A Darker Shade of Magic soon because I don't know. This will be my third like V.E. Schwab / Victoria Schwab like series. Like I've read Vicious and I've read A City of Ghosts, and I liked there were 4 stories, but then I'm like, oh, my favorite, like my all-time favorite book. And I feel like A Darker Shade of Magic could be like my Victoria Schwab like all-time favorite book. What do you think the E stands for? Like Elizabeth? Next book I have is Shadow and Bone, and I've been really wanting to read this book because I know I'm going to be a Darkling stan. But everyone talks about this book badly so much that I'm really scared to like read it. But like I never let like anyone else's views on a book like reflect how I read it. But I just know I'm gonna go into this book with expectations. Like this book is so pretty. I just need to like take out a time to read this book, like when I'm in the mood or something. But I know I'm gonna be a Darkling stan. So next I want to read A Study in Charlotte, which is Rocky over at A Blonde with Books. Like freaking loves this series, so you know I gotta give her favorite try, like, you know. And I really want to read this. So the next book that I have is Clockwork Angel, and I've actually started this book. I want to read The Infernal Devices before I get into Mortal Instruments, and I also do own Lady Midnight, and I'm really excited to get into that the most. It's sad that I gotta go through like 80 books just to get through Lady Midnight, but like that's fine. The next book I have on my list is Stranger Dreamer because everyone loves Stranger Dreamer, and I just recently got I just recently got Muse of Nightmares, the UK hardcover, and like I'm so happy. I really need to find the I really need to find the UK hardcover of Stranger Dreamer because I don't like when my series don't match, and like I'm sad having to have Muse of Nightmares on this bookshelf all by itself because I just refuse to put paperbacks in my hardbacks together. She stays there. But I really need to read this book because, you know, my favorite booktuber, Books with Chloe, like loves this book, and everyone else loves this book. My sister read this book and she loved this book. Serenity loves this book. So I feel like I'm gonna like it a lot, so I really just need to hurry up and get into it, especially so I can read Muse of Nightmares. So I was planning on reading this book this month, but I'm in a weird reading slump, so who knows if I'll get to it. Okay, another series I have is Paper Princess, and this is a like this is like a adult romance novel, and Olivia from Olivia Reads a Lot. I literally talk about all my friends so much, but she was telling me that I need to read this book because I love reality TV, and she was saying this book is like reality TV, but like in like a romance novel, and like I don't know. And also Haley from Haley's Book Nook, which one of my favorite booktubers. I'll link her channel down below because she is so underrated and her channel is so like bomb. But she loves this book, and we both really like the same like romance novels. Like usually if she like likes a romance novel, I'll like it, and if I like one, she'll like it. Like we rarely ever like have different opinions. Like it's very, very rare when we have different opinions on romance novels. So she freaking loves this book, so I need to read this for my girl Haley, you know. It's Queen of Hearts, which me and Mika were supposed to buddy read like months ago, but we never got to it. So I really need to read this book. I had this book in paperback and then I reordered it in hardback. And like, I don't know, it's a retelling for The Queen of Hearts, which I feel like I would really love, like the Queen of Hearts like retellings. I also have Heartless, which I haven't read yet, but like I just haven't been like a fairy tale retelling like mood right now. But yeah, I need to get on that. What I have is Ever the Haunted, and I'm kind of scared to get into this book because I feel like it's gonna be very, very boring. The map is not cute. The map is not cute, but yeah, the book cover itself is so freaking beautiful. I really need to get into this book, especially because it's like, it's not like too underrated, but it's like underrated. So, you know, I love me some underrated faves. Yeah. Okay, so another book I have is Ash Princess, and I was supposed to buddy read this book with Amanda from Hufflepuff Reader, Karina from Bookish Babbles, and Minka from Minka August. Like, I would buddy reading this, but like I dropped out of the buddy read because I started to read this book and I wasn't really like feeling it. So I was like, I'm not about to torture myself like to read this book. So it's not like it's a bad book, and like this is one of my most anticipated books of 2018. Like, this cover is so beautiful, but the second book, like Smoke, whatever it's called, I don't like the cover to it. So it's kind of like I don't care about like reading it, to be honest. The next book I have is Twilight. I've started Twilight. I just can't seem to finish it. I have the whole series. I like even tabbed into everything. Twilight had its time, and yeah, it's really hard for me to get into the series. It's not that it's like terrible, but I don't know, like I just don't understand how people read Twilight. Well, it was a different time back then, but like people for real read Twilight and thought like, oh, this book really slaps, because like this book was so boring. And like I got to the part where Jacob came and I was like, yes, my boo. But like that's about it. Last but not least, I have Everless, which is Mika's favorite book. She really liked Everless, and Evermore just came out recently, and so I really need to get to this book, but I don't know, I don't know, when people tell me to read things, I kind of tend to not want to read them more. So yeah, that's it for this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope that you enjoyed.